I never really thought about how the media probably got mad that they couldn't write stories for Trump anymore. Like that was probably a lot of big magazines' whole career was getting news out that the president wanted out, and Trump was like, "Nah, I don't really need y'all. I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say, and y'all ain't gonna profit from it." And then they probably got mad, and then they started smearing him every single time he tweeted something, just trying to make him look like a idiot. Which he did say some idiotic shit sometimes. At least from what I saw, I might have been persuaded by the propaganda.
Is discouraged, which is fucking dangerous. It's not good for understanding what ideas are good and what ideas are invalid, and seeing them all argued and fleshed out and having debates has always been the way we can discern what's right and what's not, what's correct, what resonates with me, what makes sense, who makes a more valid, logical argument.
Yeah.
That's one of the more disturbing aspects of controlled tech, of tech being censored. And one of the reasons why I have great hope in Elon Musk taking over Twitter, because I think, Elon has famously stated that he's a free speech absolutist, and he believes that people should be able to have differing opinions, speak civilly about these differing opinions, and do it in an open forum.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right that Donald Trump was a turning point because that was something that
I really, that's one thing that's been bugging the fuck out of me on Twitter is that everyone's coming for Elon because he's one, banned Ethan Klein and Kathy Griffin, who made accounts with his name verified that tweeted out stuff pretending to be Elon, which they did it out of spite because he said that they're banning people and they wanted to be like, well, what about free speech? Free speech isn't impersonating someone. Identity theft is illegal if you do it in real life. So why the fuck shouldn't it be bannable online? And then the other side is like mad that Elon Musk is firing people that his workers, Twitter employees that go off on him on Twitter. Like, yeah, you can't disrespect your boss publicly. You can't disrespect them at all. Like, I don't understand what type of world people think they live in that they can just say and act however the fuck they want to someone that is in position of power, which is an employer who is paying their fucking bills, who is making sure that they get paid enough to fucking eat and survive. Like you can't disrespect your employer. It doesn't make any fucking sense. When the fuck did that ever come up in the world that was wrong? That you could be able to talk to your boss. However, I've never ever heard anyone say that that's okay, and then that you should be able to do it. It's crazy that people are even trying to argue with it.
from the perspective of the powerful elites, that's not supposed to happen. He's not supposed to become president, and that was allowed to happen, and he used social media largely to do it, bypassing traditional media and just going right to 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 the people essentially. And they said, well, we can't allow this to happen anymore. So then they decided to shut it down. I also think that
I never thought about it like
they
that.
realized that you can try to control people by
And when I say that, I don't mean like that Trump was 100% right. I do think he tweeted some off the wall shit a lot. At least some stuff that I seen. I wasn't on Twitter at that time. Really never paid attention to politics. Still really don't. But it fucking pops up in everyday life now. I don't know if that's because of what I watch or whatever. But yeah, like I never really thought about how the media probably got mad that they couldn't write stories for Trump anymore. Like that was probably a lot of big magazines' whole career was getting news out that the president wanted out. And Trump was like, nah, I don't really need y'all. I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say, and y'all ain't gonna profit from it. And then they probably got mad, and then they started smearing him every single time he tweeted something, just trying to make him look like a idiot. Which he did say some idiotic shit sometimes. At least from what I saw, I might have been persuaded by the propaganda.
telling them what they can and can't do, punishing them if they do what they're not supposed to do, what you told them they can't do. You can control people that way, which is what of course they do that. But then what's a more effective strategy is to control what people believe. Like if you can get inside their heads and control what they think, then you don't need all the laws that tell them what not to do because you already own them. So you can control their behavior that way. And that's what a lot of this stuff is with let's police misinformation or disinformation. We live in the information age. Like we're all exposed every day to more information than probably the average person in 1800 was in a lifetime. And
Yeah.
this is the world we live in. So if you can control that, control the information, control people are exposed to, manipulate what they think and what their beliefs are, then that's That's much more powerful than simply like passing laws and telling you what you can and can't do.
Yeah, and that's
It's crazy that everybody in the country pretty much knows this. Like, knows that the media lies. They know that the media is persuade. What the fuck? They know that the media is persuading everybody in the wrong way. Like, it's crazy that people still just are like, okay, yeah, we know that they're lying to us. We know that nothing that we hear is the fucking truth, but whatever. We're just going about our day, keep getting lied to. It's not like it's bothering us whenever it is low key affecting us heavily. Like, I don't understand, what is it going to take for everyone to unite? I wish that I had the audience to even try to like organize a peaceful protest or something like that, because I don't like what are all these celebrities doing? And they talk about it all the fucking time. They talk about how the government takes advantage of everybody, and they just go on about their day like, well, there's nothing I can do. Like, you're in power, kinda. You're in power to where you can have people join together to do something. If you get a group and other people hear about it, they aren't even your family. They're like, yeah, I support that cause. They're gonna come out and stand up too. It's like, I don't know. I swear the only people that protest anymore are feminists and LGBTQ plus people.
that's why I think it's so important to have a neutral platform like Twitter, as opposed to all these other platforms that have emerged in response. They've emerged in response to the censorship of right wing voices. Because the problem is those become ideological bubbles for the right.
Yeah.
And even in those places, like I've heard on Truth Media, if you say disparaging things about January 6th, or say disparaging things about whether or not the vote was stolen, that you'll be censored, which is like, Jesus Christ, like this is absolutely the wrong approach to this. Now you're going to encourage even more right-wing ideological thought bubble stereotype behavior, and you're not going to get the real logical debate, which is what's important.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that, this idea that there's people on the right and people on the left, and that's it. That's nonsense. Many of these people share very similar ideas and very similar hopes for society and culture, and I think far more people are probably in the middle. They just they see something that's abhorrent on the left, and they go, I can't support Antifa. Or they see something that's horrible on the right, well, I can't support these people. And they have to find a team that they join. And you feel like this team is the good team, and they're going to lead the country in the right direction. And that team is
so
fascist or racist or whatever it is. And if you're connected to that team, you have to buy wholesale all the other shit that's a part of that team. The only thing that's going to solve that is open debate and communication, where people get to really evolve their own ideas and see these ideas discussed.
Yeah,
I don't think anything will ever change unless we get rid of like all the top people in politics. I feel like politics has been through centuries of just change to where it's been corrupt terribly. I would say a lot in the last 100 years, because I mean, at least in history, like that's whenever you started hearing about like corrupt politicians. But I don't know, that shit. We really just need to get rid of all the people in power, because all the people in power, they don't like. I swear that the people that wanted to grow up and be in power only wanted to be in power. They didn't want to be politicians. They didn't want to be presidents. They didn't care about what that came with. They just saw power and they wanted to get it. They wanted the reputation. They wanted to be like, yeah, I'm the secretary of whatever. I'm the fucking Congress of whatever. I'm the president. Like, they don't want to be in power to better the world. And anyone that wants to better the world doesn't want to be in power, because there's too many fucking like hoops to jump through, and so much smear that comes with it, and so much pressure and drama, and it's such a I don't know, man. I feel like there really isn't no fixing this shit. I feel like the only thing that's gonna fix us is a global event that wipes out most of humanity and brings us back to fucking being humble, because everyone worried about power and not protecting the world or the people.
Yeah, I think most people are not very ideological in general, and that's one of the mistakes that Democrats have made going into the midterms, is they don't understand that about people, and so they've made protecting quote unquote abortion rights one of their fundamental, like one of their central pieces of their campaign platform. But most people just don't care that much about abortion.
Yeah, honestly, that's my stance.
From most
I don't give a
perspectives, it's
fuck.
an ideological issue. They don't care that much about it. And the assumption was, oh, Roe v. Wade's overturned. It's going to mobilize voters to come out for Democrats. And it just hasn't, because most people see that and they kind of shrug their shoulders. And I say that as someone who, I do care about abortion. I think people should care about it. I care about it as a pro-lifer. But I also recognize, as a pro-lifer, especially in the during the Roe v. Wade days, this was one of the obstacles that we encountered, was just like getting people to even care about this to begin with. And now the left is experiencing the same problem, and it's just because most people, what are the issues that they wake up in the morning thinking about? They think about, do they have enough money to put gas in the car? Do they think about their kids? They think about their families. Like, these are the things they think about. They don't wake up thinking about abortion rights or January 6th or anything like that, or climate change.
I think most of the people that are concerned about the future, they're concerned about the economy, and they're concerned about the environment. And that's one of the reasons why, environmental fear-mongering has taken this front and center stage with the left, because they want it to be the thing that people think about the most, and that this is, you're thinking about the future of the world, and if you vote right, you're damning our country to destruction beyond our imagination. The oceans are going to boil, and we're all fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they think about those things. They also think about they think about their kids, and maybe this doesn't come through in some of the polls that people take. And when you poll voters and say, what are the issues that you care most about? It's economy is always number one, and that probably is true. But people don't think of their kids as a political issue, even though the left has turned it into that. But that's why this push to indoctrinate kids into gender ideology, to take away parental rights, the grooming of kids that goes on in the school system, the drag queen story, all that kind of stuff, that does mobilize voters. Even if they don't say it in a poll, it mobilizes
Right.
voters, because it's your kid. You're going after their kids. This is what they care about most in the world.
I mean, I thought that was going to be the case too, was that everyone was going to go and vote this election, but I don't think many people did whenever people was talking about this red wave, and I don't really think one happened. But that's going to be the end of that video. If you liked it, please like it. If you got any suggestions, please comment. And if you like me, please give me a subscription. And deuces.
Watch how I flex on a bad bitch. Watch how I treat that bitch average. I'ma leave after I smash it, cause I ain't got no time for baggage. I put the team on my shoulders. I let my money get older. My PO know that I roll up. I can't cut back on